Hey guys, so today I'm here to review Kicked in the Teeth by Adam Glass, Federico Dall'Ocio, and Clayton Henry. And this is the first volume in the New 52 Suicide Squad. For those of you who are not aware of anything with Suicide Squad, I thought I would take this moment to talk about some information and non-spoilery things. Suicide Squad is officially known as Task Force X, and the actual label is the baddest of the bad, and that is from Amanda Waller, who is kind of the keeper of the team, but she also is the person who is overseeing the running of the Belle Reve prison facility. And Amanda Waller is that person who, although working for the government, she's definitely a wolf in sheep's clothing, because you can definitely see why she is a bad guy. Now, the whole thing here is Suicide Squad was created by Amanda Waller because it was a foolproof plan that the government could benefit from either way. On one hand, they have an entire prison full of people that they could take onto this team. But if the person didn't do what they wanted, they could easily become the fall guy for whatever took place in the situation that they were in. Now, hear me out for a second. Those that get put on Suicide Squad have a nanite bomb put in their neck. Yeah, grotesque, I know. Harsh reality. But the whole thing is, once they've completed a set number of missions, they actually could be released back out into society, which, what bad guy isn't going to want that? But the whole thing is, they are being controlled. They don't have as much freedom or rights. They don't have that in the prison to begin with, but this is also something that is, again, a brainchild of Amanda Waller, and it benefits her completely. She's able to get jobs done that the government doesn't necessarily want to lose their own employees for, but it also means that they could become the fall guys for whatever took place there, because technically they're supposed to be in prison, not out roaming the city. If you think that Suicide Squad, the title doesn't give it away, or even the fact that they are interchangeable, if you think about it, this series definitely gives you a shock to the system at the start to let you know no one is safe. I think most people, if you went into this reading the title, you're like, oh, I'm going to have my favorites and they're not going to die. No, 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 no. They're called Suicide Squad for a reason, because they could die because of other people there, or they could die because of the nanite bombs in their necks. Yeah, they're not safe. And why do I say from the start you get the shock treatment? Well, no pun intended, but they're actually all going through a form of torture at the beginning. You have a 2-page spread of all of these superheroes, supervillains, getting tortured because of trying to get information out of them on Suicide Squad or Task Force X. Although Harley Quinn is my favorite, I think that the one character in this actual comic that I love is El Diablo. Now, the reason why is not only does he have a really cool superpower, but El Diablo is already working towards being a better human being. Now, hear me out. El Diablo's backstory is one of those sad supervillain stories. You see, El Diablo had gone in to, get upset and cause some disruption to the lives of some people that went against him and his group. But when he got inside the building and most of it was destroyed from his firepower, he realized that people were actually huddled around bodies of children. Yeah, El Diablo not only killed the adults in the house, but he also killed the children as well. And that was basically the turning point of El Diablo. He mentions that he heard the sirens, and he stayed there to allow them to arrest him, and he did not fight one bit with getting arrested. And you can already see him kind of wanting to change and become that better super person because of what happened in his past. And I just have to get this out of the way now. Remember I was mentioning about Harley? Yeah. Harley and the Joker's relationship is not a good one to begin with, but their relationship throughout the actual Suicide Squad series does come to show it's a very vicious relationship, very abusive. But this first book, it's all about Harley and Deadshot, and might I just say, my ship has sailed, and it's never gonna sink. Ever. So I will go down with the ship of Harley and Deadshot. I don't even know what I'd call them. Harshot, Deadly. Ooh, yes! Harley and Deadshot are my deadly couple. I love it! I love it! I love it! Oh! You guys just got to see that brainchild just appear. So, there's a lot of Harley and Deadshot in this actual volume, and I love it. I really enjoy kind of the pairing between the two. I love the interactions between the two. It's just so on point, and I ship every moment that they're in together with their interactions, when they make out, anything and everything. Remember how I said El Diablo had a really cool superpower? I wasn't just talking about with the fire. I was specifically talking about the scene where he actually, I believe, breathes fire into the one doctor's mouth, and he actually burns all of the poison from her blood. How cool is that? He ended up saving this doctor because of it, which kind of goes to show that he's not interacting as much with the villain side of himself. He's interacting more with the good hero himself, but he ended up burning toxins from this doctor's blood, and I thought that was the coolest superpower ever. Captain Boomerang is completely oblivious to the stupid things that he does in his life. Captain Boomerang is an idiot, and I can't stand him at all. He is a horrible character. He is a horrible villain. I cannot stand stupid villains, and that is what Captain Boomerang is. But remember how I said, don't get attached, they all come to their own just ends. Well, this is going to happen because Captain Boomerang took a paid hit. I think they called it APB or an APH. One of the two. But Captain Boomerang took out this paid hit on this other person. Turns out that it's this green villainous lady. What's her name? Here it is. Her name is Grey Laura. So Grey Laura turned out to be the sister of Captain Boomerang's paid hit. And what happens is Amanda Waller gave him as the plan B. He was to be left with Grey Laura, and they could do whatever they want with him because that was her plan B. And remember, I said all things come to an end. Don't get attached. Yep. Captain Boomerang was the fall guy for that. And the interesting thing is, it always goes to show throughout all of them, all of the actual issues and every single situation that they end up in, Amanda Waller is the bad guy, number one. Number two, she does and always will have a plan B, and it just might be you. The 18-minute riot in Belle Reve prison. I don't even know how to describe my emotions in this. I had a feeling that Harley Quinn was involved in it, which, turned out to be right, but that 18-minute riot, so much happened, and the chaos, although beautifully drawn, the chaos is shown so perfectly. You can follow along. It's a very ordered chaos, but it's also chaos. King Shark eats Yo-Yo. What? Why? I don't understand why King Shark ate Yo-Yo. It's not actually explained, but, yeah, there's that happened. I'd kind of like to know what happened, actually, and what was going through King Shark's mind. But again, remember, I said chaos. Utter chaos. The next thing is El Diablo in Belle Reve prison during the riot. Okay, remember I said he had really cool powers with this fire thing? Another one. He's, standing up, and he's kind of, all lit in flames, and he's talking to them, and he's basically tried to reason with them before he does this. And Deadshot's like, yo, El Diablo. And El Diablo's like, don't worry, Deadshot. You I won't touch. which means that he has a lot more control over his firepower than most people think. But honestly, remember I said utter chaos? And then we also find out Deadshot actually did get infected. You weren't sure when he got splattered by the blood if he did actually get, you know, any blood in him. But it appears he does, because he's got that, like, robot zombie grid going on in his wrist like the rest of them. And it's just, you don't know if he's going to get out of that, because, let's be honest, Amanda Waller, I swear, she would give her own kids up to whatever they're infected in before actually helping them. That's just how it comes across. So, we actually do get some backstory with regards to Joker and Harley Quinn. He talks about, you know, the man that killed her father. He was a drunk driver, and he got off with it. Well, then you find out that he actually murdered that guy, because he, like, opens up this, like, napkin handkerchief, and there's the guy's finger with the pinky ring on it. And Harley Quinn's crying, and he's like, yeah, it was kind of hard to get a whole body into here. And you're just like, how is he first off being able to do this? Like, she's crying because she's like, oh my word, he was able to get this done for me. Hold your horses, lady. You should also be looking at the fact the guy just committed an act of murder while in prison. Is this giving you any situation clues? Really? How did he get this done? How? Fast forward, they escape. Joker takes her to the chemical area, and he tosses her into the vat of acid. When he opens it and he's talking about, you know, his housekeeper hasn't been cleaning very well, and he opens up the door and the acid rolls out, there's a skull, and he's like, oh, maybe that was the housekeeper. You know that he's joking about a housekeeper situation here, so has he tried tossing other people into this vat of acid? And I'm asking you that honestly, because, has he? I feel really sorry for Harley, because in the last issue that's located in this volume, you kind of see her break down into insanity. So the Joker's face had been removed from his body. It's now located in the police building or headquarters. His face is located in there, and Harley gets herself arrested so that she can go in there and she can retrieve his face, and Deadshot appears, and it's kind of, she wants him to pretend to be Joker. And you kind of have like this insanity moment, because number one, you've watched the whole volume along. Joker has not been involved at all. You've seen Harley hold her own, and you've seen this confident woman up here. You also have seen her interaction with Deadshot, which, although they're both bad guys, it's a really healthy situation for the two of them. And you see the care and attention that they pay to each other, or at least Deadshot pays to Harley. So you kind of are seeing this breakdown, but the fact that she was putting the Joker's face on Deadshot, you're kind of seeing her wanting to see a better version of Joker in a way come back to her, because she is connected to the Joker, because he was the one that created Harley Quinn from Harleen Quinzel. The final ending of Volume 1 was such a kicker, because Harley Quinn is such a character that seems to never be able to actually die, because of the fact that, you know, she's such a loved character, and there's always huge outrage with things happening. But at the end of this first volume, Deadshot shoots Harley Quinn. And I don't know where it's going to go from there. I've seen the other covers, and it looks like Harley Quinn might not actually be dead. But at the end of this issue, that is what you are left to believe. So I've actually written down a couple of things I'm going to just read with regards to the storyline, art, and coloring. It's totally on point in this issue. The characters and world for the supers, you know, it's a very colorful world. You kind of can see that here. It's very colorful, but it's a darker, colorful tone. And it's the same thing with normal people, as I refer to them as. when they are around just a natural, no superhero person. It's a very bland coloring. There's not a lot of reds or blues or yellows. There's no brightness to it. It's a very natural colored world. It's not a brilliantly colored world. But the whole way along, there are the darker tones, with the actual page edges being black. In this first volume of Suicide Squad, there are 7 issues located in this, and I think that it had a very nice flow going on. You could definitely see the story progression, how it connected. There wasn't a lot of, chaos of how does this connect to the next one, or why do these not feel like they mesh. Everything went together really seamlessly and flowed through these 7 issues extremely well. Now, for those of you who are interested in this situation of, the changeover with characters, I'm actually going to mention there are 4 main groups of Suicide Squad Task Force X members, and I'm going to explain what happens to each of them. So the first group that we have has Deadshot, El Diablo, Harley Quinn, King Shark, Black Spider, and Savant. So there's 6 of them in this original start of the story, but Savant is removed from the group after the torture scene because he did release the information upon the torture to himself that what they wanted to know of Task Force X, he was willing to tell. Now, originally you think that he's going to get killed, but then you come to realize that this torture sequence was actually being done by Amanda Waller's team, and voila, you know that Savant is not dead. Also, for another reason. The second group that takes place right after this situation with Savant being removed, there's Deadshot, El Diablo, Harley Quinn, King Shark, Black Spider, and Voltac. Now, Black Spider actually gets injured in the group. He ends up getting shot. So they have to actually remove him because he's no longer good for the team. I don't know if he's going to be coming back or not, but he was removed due to his injury. The other character, Voltac, he was actually killed by Deadshot because he was going to be the fall guy for this robot zombie situation taking place there. So Voltac is dead. He's not alive at all. There's no way they're going to bring him back, but he's dead. So now we have the third part of the team appear, and this takes place between Black Spider being removed for medical attention for his gunshot and the finishing of the Belle Reve prison riot 18-minute scene. So in this group we have Deadshot, El Diablo, Harley Quinn, King Shark, Yo-Yo, and Captain Boomerang. So the first one gone is Captain Boomerang. He ends up actually getting given to Grey Laura, and you kind of assume she's going to kill him because, let's just be honest, Captain Boomerang is obnoxious and doesn't care about anybody else or what his mouth will say. The next character was Yo-Yo, who was eaten by King Shark, so he's dead. And then Harley Quinn is gone from the group because she disappeared during the prison breakout scene. So the fourth and final group for the Suicide Squad takes place right after the Belle Reve prison riot scene, and it goes all the way to the end of Volume 1, which is the end of issue 7. So in this group we have Deadshot, El Diablo, King Shark, Lime and her twin sister Light, Savant, and Harley Quinn is still kind of with the team, but not really part of the team. So, first off, I told you Savant was not dead. He's still here. They brought him back for this group. I thought that the twin sisters' names were really unique. You know, together they're Limelight, which, dorky, I know. But it makes sense for what their superpower is. But what ended up happening with this group, with the change, is Lime ends up getting shot. Because of that, she tells her sister Light to, get away, get free from this. And while she's being arrested by the police, she is talking about, the Suicide Squad, the big no-no. So Amanda Waller is in her ear being like, be quiet, be quiet, be quiet. What happens? She's not. So Amanda Waller automatically presses the button and puts the nanite bomb into use. So there's the first death in this part of the group. Also, just to say, I have a feeling Leida's not going to be too happy because Amanda Waller just killed her sister. Not even just her sister, but her twin sister. And then we shovel forwards to the end of the volume, and what happens? Harley Quinn gets shot by Deadshot. And Harley Quinn is such a beloved character. Her character kind of got further than what I think, the DC world was hopeful that she would get to for popularity. But she's still here and kicking, and although she gets shot, I don't think she's dead because, let's be honest, she's on the cover of all other 4 volumes of this Suicide Squad series. So there you have it. That is my little discussion part for Suicide Squad. I hope you guys enjoyed watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!